Hello guys, once again it's Matt, and today we have another video, and let's thank our members first. Overlaning 11B, Cots, and Crazy Bull. Take a look on the new graphics that I did with the 3 sponsored types of YouTube members, and once we get some patrons as well, I will be doing some of that as well for the patrons together, okay? So yeah, but let's get into it. I did a video back basically on the same thing about this, like in a very long time ago, about how I kind of used checklist on my mind every time that I flew with AIM-9Bs, for example, or just early missiles in general. But I'm here to tell you that Doctrine, or this type of checklist or procedure or whatever you want to call it, helps you in every single way when you play a game, okay? Here, for example, we are going to use part of the doctrine, for example, that the US used in the Gulf War. We're going to try to use the missiles, the AIM-9Ls, only in rear aspect, but sometimes in head-ons as well, just to show how ineffective it is. Because missiles like this, even though they are able to do all aspect shots, it is not advisable to do it because it is not looking directly into the engine of the enemy aircraft, and with that it makes it very easy to just lose the missile or miss the missile, you know, especially when the guy sees the target. Obviously, if he's coming to you, he will he will see you because he's coming to you, and he will drop a flare. So together with the awareness factor, together with the factor of the missile itself, that it is looking less for the engine and more of the temperature of the fuselage and stuff like that to actually lock on the target. A flare can defeat that very easily on side to all front aspect shots, you know. And this is just obvious, as you see here, the one flare and the missile just goes for it. But you will see some situations where the guy will drop as many flares as he wants and the missile will just go for it. As you see here, was kind of one of the examples, but we will see many of that during the video. The guy just drops chaff and flares, you know, and the missile just doesn't care about that the flares, you know. So the way that I do it is just kind of to limit, or as I said before with the AIM-9B, have kind of a checklist on your mind. It's not something that you will be able to do specifically, you know, like a proper checklist. But normally I just have some choosing factors. Here is an example of, I mean, he's trying to lose the missile. He's not doing a lot of maneuvers, but he's dropping flares and the missile just doesn't care. So yeah, that's especially due to the IRCCM that these missiles have. The AIM-9L has it, the IRCCM has it, and the MatAWG 2 has it in-game right now. It's called IRCCM in-game, so it's technically not even an IRCCM, but it is one of the features that a missile like this have to just avoid the flares and actually go for the target. There's many ways that can do that, choosing to ignore something that it's not the initial lock, for example, or even properly having inertial navigation systems in the missile, you know. So there's many types of that in real life. In-game, it kind of just works with the sensitivity of the flares, you know. The sensitivity of looking that the flares will be decreased in these aircraft, apparently. So yeah, that's kind of how it works. So yeah, but back to the checklist or the procedure that I normally do is, if you remember, if you saw that video, probably you didn't, but that video I talked about, for example, how normally I just, if I'm using the AIM-9B, I would just wait until like 1.5 kilometers, maximum of 2 kilometers to shoot a target. But it depends on the energy as well. If I see that the target is actually flying really slow and I'm flying really fast, or he's flying really high, you know, in altitude, I can fire from more distance. But normally 1.5 kilometers if it's low altitude and stuff like that. Other aspect would be to know if the target sees you, if the target could see you very clearly or not. I mean, if you are underneath him from behind, you know, probably he will not see you shooting the missile. So there's all these things that you think about and oh, this is a good parameter, and you fire the missile. Obviously, as I said, you cannot use it as a proper checklist because you are just playing the game, you know. But you can have kind of a getting used to it part, and once you get used to it, it will be just kind of a second nature to you. Once you try to just limit yourself. The principal part of the video, or the principal word that I want to say to you, is trigger discipline. Don't fire the missile until you are absolutely sure that the missile will hit the target. The AIM-9L, the procedures or the checklist, or whatever you want to call it, but basically the way that you shoot the missile is way more relaxed than the AIM-9B. So you can do some weird shots and stuff like that with it, and far longer ranges. But try to limit yourself. Try to limit yourself to basically rear aspect only missile shots, you know. If you do that, this missile will have from a 30% hit rate to a 90% hit rate. It will absolutely increase it so much, it's not even a joke. A lot of people, look at this. I mean, he's trying to evade the missile, but he cannot. Obviously, it depends on the player also, because it is possible to defeat a missile in cold aspect from 2 kilometers. But the idea here is just to have as much trigger discipline as you can, you know, and just think about what you're doing. The same as the AIM-9B, you will think about the AIM-9L, but more relaxed. So you will think about, is this guy's energy is better than me or not? Better than mine or not? Is he aware of my aircraft or not? Is he, I don't know, in a cold aspect or a hot aspect? So always think about all these things, and together with that, you will make a decision to shoot a missile or not. But have the trigger discipline to wait until the target is cold to you. This is the main idea. Treat it like this is a really good rear aspect missile, and in general, you will get a lot of kills. To be honest, the chances of having head-on kills with the AIM-9L are very slim, to be honest, because the target normally in the game, like 99% of the time, will know that you are firing a missile on them. So there's literally no reason to fire a missile on a head-on. There's no reason to it. So have this in mind. It's the same doctrine that USN and the USAF used in the Gulf War. Use radar missiles for head-ons, IR missiles for rear aspect shots, okay? These will increase your hit rates, especially in the 9Ls, IRCCMs and stuff like that, immensely. Because normally I see a lot of people just complaining about these missiles, like they are not that good even, you know? But they're amazing missiles. A lot of people complain that the AIM-9L is a bad missile right now. The IRCCM loves flares or stuff like that. And it's not that they don't suck in certain situations, you know, but it's just that normally people are using it wrong. People think of an all-aspect missile like it is the best thing ever to shoot somebody in a head-on with an IR missile. But people have flares, man, and most of them will know that the missile is there. So see there, 5-kilometer shot. I knew that this guy would not have the energy to fight that missile, and he's flying the flares. See how many flares he fired? But it is an F-14, you know, it's a hot aircraft. So the missile will have the energy, and it will just ignore the flares, and it will go for the target. So have that in mind. Remember, the AIM-9L, I know, very tempting to do head-on shots with it, or weird side aspect shots. But normally, the best, like the best improvement that an aircraft missile like this have over the AIM-9H or the AIM-9J or stuff like that, it's not the all aspect capabilities. It is basically the flare resistance together with its seeker looking at a very bright target on its head, on its 12 o'clock. You know, this is just the best way. I mean, you can get weird shots like this. The target wasn't looking at me, so I was confident that was a good shot. But even there was kind of I was pushing it a little bit, the limit of the missile, you know. So, if you have only 2 missiles, 4 missiles, you have to make them count, you know. It's better to miss just a kill and actually get eventually 4 kills with the 4 missiles that you have, then fire 4 missiles and get 1 kill because you wanted to get the first kill that you try to see and shoot, you know? So have that in mind, guys. It helps a lot. Make sure to think that you are using a missile that even though it is all aspect, the best feature of this missile is not the all aspect capability itself. It is the seeker again, together with the flare resistance. These two things combined, especially with the energy and the turn rate that these missiles have, makes it a very potent weapon, especially against hot targets like an F-14 and F-4, stuff like that. And remember, Python 3s, R60Ms, all the missiles R73s, they will have different, levels of this, but they all are like this, okay? I hope you enjoyed, and I see you guys on the next one.